don't, so he can preemptively shield himself and his team before an engagement, and that's what makes Tech Sergeant Hank so well, is because you can avoid a lot of really early bursts with using out the shield generator. Shield generating in the middle of combat isn't super useful, but it's usually better than nothing, and we got ourselves a frostbite. Also, I'm practicing speaking monster, I can swap up later. Okay, so let's go ahead, we'll have the map open. Let's go ahead and see what the monster is going to do. So right now, the monster has 2 Lightning, 1 Banshee Vortex. This is the build I like to use. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of Banshees put behind just to slow down and wound them. Basically, anytime you can slow people down and give pause is always a good thing. So if you put down a couple of Banshee Mines behind a couple of areas where you think they're going to go, that can work out really well. I do like his feeding route. His feeding route's nice and straight. He probably could have stopped to kill that Nomad. Now remember, Trapjaws actually do give energy for evolving and are actually worthwhile to kill now. They are not just 100% annoying. Give me 1 second. There we go. I'm so used to pushing the mouse button for smell, I'm like, I can't smell anything. Okay, so the hunters are sticking together pretty closely. Usually I'd like to see a little bit of a better split. If you know, I hate that my mouse moves the camera when I'm not pushing a button. I'm hoping for some more observer fixes. But I would love to see 2 people cut hard here and 2 people cut hard here, and then you kind of regroup around this area and fall back to. So there are some Banshee Mines being put down finally. But they're kind of in awkward positions. They're most likely not going to be coming from that way unless they were following your trail, in which case you probably don't really need to worry about them. But I think those were just snowballs he was shooting, not Banshee Mines. So here we go. There is the planet scanner, just went, and we'll hear it in just a second. So they should be able to throw a dome right here. And the monster is not being sneaky, so they should really be able to throw the dome. And there you go. No dome throw. So it does look like the monster is going to get away and get to stage 2. At that case, that was a pretty decent dome. I probably would have kept it. A lot of open area. The Kraken could stay underground if he wanted to, but then he's just going to get shot from long range by people like Lennox and Griffin. And then if he comes out, there's lots of open area to dodge lightning strikes and everything like that. So monster completely ready to evolve. Looks like he's just... I'm not sure why he ate a couple more pieces. He was at full evolve. I don't know why he's eating still. He's got full evolve, and there's no reason to eat. He's got full armor. And there we go. There's the Banshee Mines. And it does look like he is going to try and engage the Trapper. Now, don't throw... Okay, so the dome was thrown was actually not too bad. I would have made sure that this was a good dome. This is actually not a great dome. It's not bad. It looks like they did cut off the big one over here. The big thing, though, is never throw the dome if somebody's at half health or less, because there's a good chance that the monster's just going to get a free strike right away. So I did like that they kind of waited, but I think that was a little bit of an early attempt. And there goes Electro Griffin sapping the Kraken's energy, and look how low the Kraken is now. Kyra in really big trouble. She should try and use her speed burst and get out of there. It does look like Lennox is trying to punish and block shots, but it does look like that Kyra went down. Probably spent too much fuel trying to get into the actual combat area. And Kraken going away, half health. Really good engagement for the Kraken. They fixed that, Rowan. They fixed that in the next patch. So Monster is still going at it, and there is Kyra again. So against Kraken, you mostly don't want to go up on the high ground. You want to use pillars. So and the reason why this is not a good area is this is a death trap. If a bunch of hunters get stuck down here, there's nowhere that the monster or the trappers can really go. And here we go. Monster about to take a lot of damage, and the monster does get out. Half a bar of health, 1 bar of health probably. And right now, I'd probably just focus on getting away, not worry about knocking people away. And 1 bar of health for 1 strike. Monster came out relatively a little bit better on the advantage on that one, but he is ready to evolve to stage 2. And if he can get away, I do like that they're still doing a little bit of chip damage here and there. Again, stopping to eat. I'm not sure why you stop to eat. There's really no reason to do that unless you're going to go engage. You just want to get as much distance as possible. And there goes Proxy. Proxy does dodge the Banshee missiles, Banshee Mines. And Monster not quite as far away as if he didn't stop for food. So he should be able to evolve here. I do feel that it took him a little while to evolve. He kind of was heading towards the helipad, and then he changed his mind. So he could have gotten further distance and then less time on the dome. So now, if they slow him down enough for 20 seconds, they can dome him right out the gate, which isn't necessarily a good thing all the time. There we go. 3 lightning, 2 banshee, 2 vortex. This build looks very familiar. It's the one I use. I'm not sure about perks, but well, I'm not too worried about perks right now. So here we go. Monster is engaging. Monster is going to be able to get domed in 5 seconds. Oh, someone DC'd. I didn't even notice that. Monster focusing on the Trapper a lot. I'm not sure why. The Trapper is the least worrisome person to try and get a strike on. And here we go, going after Kyra again. No dodging of the Lightning Strike. Against Kraken, you really, really, really want to. And I like that Kyra's doing exactly what you should do against Kraken. Going around pillars is more effective than trying to go up and down. Up and down does not work on Kraken like it does Goliath. But it does work, yeah, so against Kraken you want to go around pillars, not go on it up or down. Really good job by Kyra here, just healing herself and moving around. Griffin doing a pretty decent job. Why? I don't know why everyone keeps going idle. Probably some connection issues. Kyra about to go down, and there is the down. Oh, remember, save your jetpack only to avoid lightning strike, and that's pretty much it. Your Trapper should be trying to CC the monster. If the monster is being really focusing on somebody, the support in this case can focus on Banshee Mines. But you need to have somebody be a dedicated killer. And there goes the dome. 2 strikes for the Kraken. This is going to be a quick mop-up, it looks like. Griffin doing a little bit of damage. Right now, it looks like that they should try and disengage. Yeah, don't ever try and pick up somebody from the ground, especially from a Kraken, if they're not leaving the combat zone. That is a 100% indication that they're just going to keep you off it, and you might as well do damage or run away. But you should never try and pick up a body. And this looks like it's going to be GG. So the big thing in that one, so Kyra was doing pretty good. In the first one, I don't know why people keep going idling. I don't know if there's connection issues. I can't see people's pings, that's dumb. Oh, I can't press escape anyway. GG. Okay, so for the monster, for some reason, I'm not sure why you had full evolution and full armor, but you kept stopping to eat. I'm very curious on why you were doing that. You were basically allowing the hunters to catch up. So it's a weird thing. If you're waiting to ambush, it's much better to be like in a sneaking profile or around a corner to ambush that way. You're kind of just out in the open eating, which was kind of unusual. And then after the first dome, you went towards the helipad, and then you went right. And again, you stopped to eat a little on the way, especially against a Griffin. You don't really want to do that very often, because if you do, there's a good chance that they'll catch up. So just be careful about where you're eating and your distance in relationship to the other hunters, because they could have punished you easily for that, gotten you a little bit closer, and then go from there. Yeah, there was a couple people that were idling in connection issues. No worries. That being said, the first dome, I'm not sure why you didn't dome the monster when you first caught him. When he was underneath you, the monster was able to get away. You should have been able to dome him, especially because that was right when a planet scanner happened anyway. That was a decent dome area, a lot of open area, and the monster could hide underground. But if he did that, you could just have Lennox park on the other side and just keep on shooting the autocannon inside the cave, and eventually you'd have to flush the monster would have to come out. So I felt that was a missed opportunity. In the first dome, you guys kept fighting in basically the dead man's area. That was a very, very bad place to fight a Kraken. So with Krakens, you don't really worry about verticality. So against Goliath and even Gorgon to an extent, you kind of can abuse verticality, even more so with Wraith. Wraith is probably the easiest one to do that with. But with Kraken, you don't ever really want to jetpack climb up things, because it's very easy for Kraken to be able to smack people off of that, especially because it makes them easy line of sight. The second dome was perfect, Kyra. You were doing just right. You were going around in circles around the pillar. That's the best way. When you're fighting Kraken, treat the game like a first-person shooter, and it's more about hiding around walls and corners than it is about like going up verticality or anything like that. So the first dome was just kind of ugly because there was that little mosh pit where the Reavers are and the bones, and a lot of you kept on going in that area, but there was nowhere for you to go, and the Kraken had easy pickings. Yeah, but the second one was a bit better. You were going around the circle. It was just unfortunate that the monster was able to get a little bit more. Wasn't quite getting as punished as I would like to have seen, but otherwise not bad.
I felt Lennox was the main problem there because I couldn't get in.
Yeah, like so. I was saying at the
I guess
beginning.
Wraith.
I was saying at the beginning that the best thing would have been it's for Griffin to just pull you down, because in the first dome Griffin was pulling down the Kraken very well. So even so against Kraken, your facing doesn't really matter. You're not going to stop leap smashes. You're not really going to stop traversals. Just basically keep hooking him and dragging him out of the sky. Griffin's role kind of changes against most monsters. Most monsters you want to be behind the monster, and then basically hook them so that they can't chase anyone else. With Kraken, that doesn't really matter. Just keep hooking him out of the sky, because harpoons are super annoying, and then you just pull him down. Then Lennox can stab a few times. He has to waste traversal just to get back in the air, and then by then that can buy a few extra seconds for the person being focused. So against a Kraken, I would just recommend, especially with Electro Griffin with his shorter range, just keep on zapping him a lot. Yes, Stasis and Tranks drop Kraken a lot. Yes. Yeah. Right now, like, CC is extremely strong, and Kraken probably feels it the most out of everyone. To an extent, it's Goliath with the Harpoons and Sunny and Val compositions, but Kraken is, like, anything touching Kraken with CC, and he just falls out of the sky like a rock. It's pretty horrible.